Yo, how's it going, fam? Now, I am going to be talking about the trading levels that were sent out today in the free Telegram, which is the first link down below. If you're not part of that, I suggest it to be so because these trading levels are going to help you, be able to trade much easier, much more effectively when it comes to these scenarios, right? So I'm going to go ahead and break it down as far as how it is that you can use these trading levels in advantage. Now, no, they're not signals. They're just levels in which you should be paying attention to. And I'm going to go ahead and break it down so that we guys can have a quick understanding as far as how that can be used. Now, understand that these trading levels that you guys can see are right here. Okay, trading levels that were sent out. This is on the free Telegram. We just opened this yesterday. There's already 264 subscribers. And I hope many more can go ahead and join and actually get the info that we're sending out. So this was sent out at 6 a.m. okay, which is pretty much into our New York session. Now, when it comes to this scenario, I want you guys to understand how it is that you guys can trade these sessions. Now, the way to trade these sessions, pay close attention. I will be dropping these out either in London session or New York session. So I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and click and click the bell on that area when it comes to Telegram, so that way you guys are notified, and as well as the information that is being placed out on YouTube. So go ahead and click that subscribe. Go ahead and like and comment. So let me know what you guys want to see for the next video, and if you like the video. It helps me out when it comes to YouTube algorithm. I'd really appreciate that on my end. So when it comes to this right here, we have trading levels on USD CAD, we have trading levels on AUD/USD, and trading levels on NZD/USD. As you guys can see, we sent all of these out on our trading levels, our free Telegram, which is the first link down below. Now, as far as this, I'm always going to be sending them out either New York or London session. Very simple. These levels are areas in which you should be paying attention to understand what's happening. Is there going to be a movement from that area? Now, understand that you're going to pay attention to your market structure. You're going to be paying attention to your analysis. All I'm doing is giving you guys this insight as far as what levels I'm particularly looking into to potentially trade. Now, if you see a good setup, you enter. If you don't see a good setup, you don't enter. That easy. Okay, guys? So, for example, when it comes to this scenario, this was sent over today at about 6 a.m., which is over here 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and stretch this over to the 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, which is right there, and move this over here. Okay, so this was the levels that we're looking at. And let me go ahead and put this coordinate once again. It was at 65750. So this was the level that we're looking at from this area right here, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or also 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this was when it was sent out right here. I clearly saw that the market was creating a good divergence level. When it comes to this divergence, you're able to see that the market is moving up on our chart, and also on our RSI is moving down. Now, I was able to understand that the whole market situation was happening is that on our London session, okay, we had that move to the upside. So therefore, I was expecting some retracements. I was expecting some movement to the downside because that London session was preparing my trade for the New York session, which was this exactly setup that I'm talking about. Now, as far as this, usually when I see these rallies to the upside and I see this divergence and also these trading zones, I typically want to go ahead and look for the schematic, which is also known as those three runs, right? A lot of people would take it as Elliott wave, so on and so on. Yes, you could take that in consideration, but me specifically, I was looking for a break of structure, which is this level, break of direction, and the way that I would take it in consideration. Break of direction, so therefore it can create some distribution for those people that know about institutional bias. Now, me specifically, I like flipping my charts around. I like to go ahead and flip this around and see it more of an accumulation standpoint. And when it comes to this scenario, I was able to identify that market had created three runs. One run right here, second run had created right here, and then our third and last run had created over here, creating that spring. Now, when I saw that spring, I saw verification liquidity, which was market going up very rapidly, taking out these equal highs. As you guys can see, these are liquidity boxes that I went ahead and placed in. So liquidity box is going to be this right here. That's going to be our first liquidity box, and then this second liquidity box. Now, this run right here, as you guys can see, I have a line going up, which is our verification liquidity. So this verification liquidity, simply what it does, it helps me identify that market is now potentially shifting from a bearish standpoint to a potential bullish standpoint. So let me go ahead and put this down. Verification of liquidity. Now, when I'm typing too fast, some of this There we go. So we saw that verification liquidity. When I was able to identify that verification liquidity, then I went ahead and looked for those potential entries. As always, I like to look for my Fibonacci retracements. This level would be about a 78.5 Fibonacci retracement. Let's go ahead and mark that up. You guys can see a 78.5 Fibonacci retracement, which is very, very clean. But in particularly, I want you guys to focus on the trading levels. These trading levels are being sent out. They're being sent out for a reason. These levels are the areas that I'm looking at to potentially sell into. To potentially trade into. I can either sell or buy. In this particular trade, you guys can see how it came very clean into this box, and then we were able to have that move to downside first run, which created our verification liquidity. Now, you didn't jump in on this trade right here, no problem. This is even the better trade right here, where it's actually touching that point of interest or that entry that was over here, based off of the way that we trade. And overall, we were able to go ahead and catch that move to the downside. For those that went ahead and used this as a potential trading opportunity from the 78.5 Fibonacci level, let's go ahead and see the risk to reward. As always, these risk to rewards, you're usually looking at about a 3-to-1 starting off, and it can vary all the way to, my record so far right now is a 231-to-1 risk to reward, which is pretty crazy as well. So in this scenario, let's go ahead and show you guys the risk to reward that could have been potentially created on this trade alone. Okay, so let's see, computer's kind of lagging right now. I have a lot of stuff in the computer as far as storage, so I might have to delete some of that so that way I can go ahead and make it a little bit faster. When it comes to this scenario, you guys are going to be able to identify that this risk to reward that we were able to identify, it was at least starting off at a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, this was starting off at a 3-to-1 risk to reward, and we're able to identify this right here. Okay, so stop losses always above that area, and it led us to a 3.56-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, this was a good trade. Now let's go over to the next trading level that we were able to send out. This right here, you guys can see it was at 0.7025 all the way to 0.70400, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys real quick. These were the levels that were sent out. Okay, so it's pretty much the box that I went ahead and showed you guys right now. Now in this area, we're able to identify market came into that zone, came back down, created that verification liquidity, taking out these lows over here, came tested, and then we had that moving to downside. So for those that took advantage of that, great. Happy for you guys. And if you guys were able to take these levels in consideration, please let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if these trading levels are helpful for you guys, and if they are, I'm constantly going to continue on sending these out so that way I can help you guys out as far as understanding where to look at and what pairs to look at exactly. Okay, or more likely, what pairs am I looking at? Now, USD CAD, we looked at the trading zones. Now, I particularly was looking for buying opportunities, but yet again, we did have news today. We had some news that you guys can see. We go to our Forex factory. We're going to be able to identify the news that came out this morning, right? We were able to see some rate statements, and this rate statement was one that pushed my market to downside. So we had that big move to downside. We were able to see this quick movement right here into the trading zone, and then went straight back up, which right here pretty much led us to a good risk to reward for those that took advantage from the trading session that we had this morning. We were able to go ahead and at least lock in a good 4-to-1 risk to reward from this trade right here. But again, our take profits were a little bit higher, so many probably hit some stop losses if you guys weren't able to go ahead and protect your guys' trade. Okay, so I hope you guys are seeing these trading levels as potential areas to enter. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to go ahead and enter right off the bat, but these are insights as far as levels that I'm looking at, and I hope they're being useful for you guys. I promised I was going to go ahead and do a video as far as how to use these trading levels. Understand that using them is going to be based off of price action and kind of just looking at what's happening in that scenario at that certain time. So again, these levels are going to be sent out either on London or New York session. Sometimes it can be some levels, sometimes it might be an analysis, so on and so on. The content is there for me to help you guys out as much as possible. And all I'm asking on my side, if you guys can, go ahead and put up that like, subscribe, and comment what is that you would like me to go ahead and help you guys out with the next video. I do know several people are asking about the golden pocket ratio. I'm definitely going to talk about that, but I have something special. I have something special as far as how to turn a small account to a really, really big account. And that's going to be up and coming real soon. So with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys being on this session, and I hope you guys were able to learn how to use these training levels. Again, the first link down below is gonna be about the training levels, the free Telegram. Down below, underneath those links, you guys will be able to see a couple more where you guys are gonna be able to be in more contact with me. So with that said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.